concept, invisible hand market versus visible hand government. Adam Smith believed that the government should act as a night watchman, preventing violence, theft, fraud, protecting contracts, and providing public services. As for the economy, there is an invisible hand that uses people's selfishness and profit-seeking to effectively allocate resources. Keynes believed that the cost of letting the market self-regulate is a huge wealth gap, a large amount of unemployment, and social instability. The invisible hand is very dangerous, and the government needs to regulate the visible hand to keep the economy on track and reduce the risk of economic crisis, cancer. Recently, there was a famous debate in the Chinese economics community between Yifu and Zhang Weiying, both graduates of Peking University, which attracted countless onlookers. They discussed macroeconomics, and most of the onlookers probably didn't understand, but they enjoyed watching the masters compete. The economics community is an interesting place where debates often occur, but they never seem to reach a conclusion. In fact, Yifu and Zhang Weiying have been debating for nearly 10 years, and if there were any results, they would have been reached long ago. Today, I will take you to see what Yifu and his mentor Keynes, and Zhang Weiying and his mentor Adam Smith, are debating, and train yourself to think dialectically about macroeconomics. In fact, Yifu and Zhang Weiying have debated many issues, but today we will only discuss one: whether the government should intervene in the market. Debate: should the government intervene in the market? Affirmative. Zhang Weiying believes that the less the government intervenes in the economy, the better, ideally not at all. Affirmative. Adam Smith, the founder of economics, added that the government should act as a night watchman, preventing violence, theft, fraud, protecting contracts, and providing public services. As for the economy, don't worry, there is an invisible hand that uses people's selfishness and profit-seeking to effectively allocate resources. Negative, Yifu said, you are too naive. I never opposed the market, but a high-quality economic system should be an effective market plus a capable government, and neither can be lacking. Negative, Keynes added, do you idealists know the cost of letting the market self-regulate? Do you know the huge wealth gap, a large amount of unemployment, and social instability that occur? The invisible hand is very dangerous, and the government needs to regulate the visible hand to keep the economy on track and reduce the risk of economic crisis, cancer. Affirmative, Zhang Weiying said, if you don't have confidence in the market itself, you will blame many problems on the market itself. Using the visible hand of the government to control the invisible hand of the market is, in Hayek's words, fatal conceit. The advantage of government officials is not that they can judge the future more accurately, but that they can do their job according to the rules. Negative, Keynes couldn't help but speak up. Who said it can't be controlled? We have two magic weapons, monetary policy and fiscal policy. With these two tricks, I helped the Roosevelt government lead the United States out of the economic crisis. Can you do it? If you can, come and try. The host interjects. Monetary policy refers to the central bank's regulation of the money supply through methods such as adjusting interest rates and reserve requirements. When the economy is sluggish, money is released, and when the economy is overheated, money is tightened. Fiscal policy refers to the government's own spending and tax reduction to stimulate the economy when it is sluggish, and increase taxation to cool down the economy when it is overheated. Opposing side, Yifu adds that entrepreneurs can also be quite bad at times, using various excuses to rent-seek and hijack the government for their own profit. The 2008 subprime crisis was the result of Wall Street's financial oligarchs hijacking the U.S. government. Therefore, the government should provide a free environment for entrepreneurs' innovation, but also be wary of being hijacked by entrepreneurs. Affirmative side, Zhang Weiying quickly stands up and says, "You're wrong. The subprime crisis was caused by some people borrowing money to buy houses and not being able to repay the loans. The problem is, Why did the banks lend to those who couldn't afford to buy a house in the first place? It was because the U.S. government was too arrogant and legislated that banks must lend to low-income people who couldn't afford to buy a house, violating market rules. It was precisely the government's intervention in the financial and real estate markets that caused the subprime crisis. Summary. The host comes back and says, I think I have to stop here. I now believe that even if Yifu and Zhang Weiying debate for another 10 years, there will be no result. I can only hope that through this debate, you can at least understand what the invisible hand, the market, and the visible hand, the government, are, as well as what monetary policy and fiscal policy are, and empathize with the national leaders who are surrounded by economists.